You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/gold to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/gold for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Welcome to the Wired for Success podcast, your show for ambitious, mission-driven entrepreneurs who understand that there's more to entrepreneurship than finding the latest flash-in-the-pan strategies, who understand that in order to build your empire, you need a solid foundation. I wholeheartedly believe that entrepreneurship is the biggest self-development journey you can be on, and it's my mission to help you make that journey easier. In this show, I bring together the very best from science, self-development, and entrepreneurship to set you up for sustainable success. Hi, I'm Claudia Garbutt, the scientist and mindset coach behind this show, and you're listening to the Wired for Success podcast. Hey there, and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Wired for Success podcast, your show for ambitious, mission-driven entrepreneurs who are ready to grow and scale with ease. Today, it's my pleasure to talk with international best-selling author, speaker, and high-performance coach, Laura Lake. Laura and I met inside my Facebook group for visionary entrepreneurs, and since we both promote both mental health and high performance, I invited her to share her experience and her tips with you on the show today. So welcome, Laura, and thank you so much for being on my show today.
Thank you for having me, and hello, everyone.
It's great to have you. So, for all the listeners who don't know you yet, would you like to tell us a little bit about your background and how you got started doing what you do today?
Ooh, so when I was 5, no, seriously, now I knew what I thought I wanted to do since I was 5, and it got me into architecture. Oh. From there, I've always loved sustainable design, working with the planet, the environment, and all of that. So I've been very focused on how to design buildings and spaces that promoted health, promoted mental health, promoted activity, and all of that wellness that I did on the side. And then life just kind of threw me into entrepreneurship, which is what I wanted anyway. And my business evolved into coaching people just like yourself, those heart-centered entrepreneurs and solopreneurs to do what they do best. Because as we're talking about mental health, we're the ones creating the change, the innovation, but yet we're also the ones who are working ourselves too much and burning out to do what we do best. And they just need that support to help them do it. And I can't do it all, but I want to.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally resonate with that. That's kind of how it went for me as well. So I always say, and that's kind of what you said as well, that entrepreneurship is kind of like this big self-development journey that you're on, because you're constantly forced to leave your current comfort zone behind in order to grow, right? Mm-hmm. So a big part of that journey is doing this inner work that allows you to gain the clarity and to show up with confidence. But since this kind of work is invisible to the outside world, a lot of entrepreneurs, they think they are alone with their struggles, which is just not true, because nobody has everything figured out, right? Mm-hmm. And that is something that I want to bring more awareness to. So therefore, I'd love to hear some of your own experiences. So what would you say was that biggest mindset shift that you had to make in order to get your business off the ground? And what tools and techniques did you find most useful in making that shift?
Well, I do want to start with a bit of a story, because there had to be a mindset shift before entrepreneurship was even an option.
Okay.
So when I was laid off from my job, depression hit, all of that, where I'm not good enough. Who's ever going to hire me? Because on my way out, my manager said, you can get an admin job. After doing architecture, and I had my hand in everything in the business for almost 8 years. And he said that to me. And I was just like, I am the worst person in the world. So going from that to even thinking about entrepreneurship meant I had to find myself again. What did I like? What did I do as a kid? How did I express myself? And just kind of building that sense of self before ever reaching out beyond that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then once, you start looking for jobs, you try to get yourself back into the industry, and other people are telling you, you're good at what you do, but why are you here? Which is a slap in the face. You're like, because I want to be here and I need money. Okay, yes, but even the dream company that I wanted to work for locally, who did all of the innovative stuff that I wanted to do, told me, they're like, why are you here? You're meant for so much more. Like, just keep doing the behind the scenes stuff that you're still doing. So I was like, fine. And got into entrepreneurship. But the beginning phases are always very difficult.
They are.
Because you don't know exactly what you do, what you want to do, what you're skilled at, what other people want of you. So then how do you kind of balance starting a business from scratch, as well as trying to get that financial piece that we're all looking for? And what I just tell people is stay heart-centered.
Yeah.
It's the first key piece, staying heart-centered. And then what I just mean by that is that it's all about the intention behind your work. It's about that energy, that feeling, that reason why you do the things that you do. I have 3 main questions. So here's some little tidbits, takeaways that you can do at home. 3 questions I like to ask people. Who are you? What do you what do you stand for? And why do you do what you do?
Yeah, those are important questions for
You
sure.
can take those everywhere.
Yeah, and you don't want it to be a disconnect between who you're in your personal life and in your business life, right? It's all about this congruency, so that you're aligned in all those pieces, because otherwise you end up maybe just pretending to like what you do, but you don't really like what you do.
Or you like the fact that what you do may bring you a lot of wealth.
Yeah, true.
And then, as we both know, in the pursuit of that wealth, we tend to trade our current health.
So
Which
true.
is not a great idea. And then we get into burnout, we get into overwhelm, then we get into, all those mental health struggles that we talk about. And the stats that say that entrepreneurs, 1 in every 2 entrepreneurs suffers from some form of depression or anxiety at any given time.
I totally believe that. It's because I think it kind of comes with the territory. If you don't learn how to deal with the stress, then that's where you're headed, right? I mean, it's not nice, but it's something that you have to be aware of, that you're not alone. That's also a bit comforting. But then as your business evolved, the challenges, they don't really go away, right? They just change. So what were the next challenges that you were facing when you grew your business, or when you started to grow your business?
So I feel as though this is the phase that I'm still in, because I am my biggest saboteur. I really am. It's like, I got to the point where I'm like, okay, I finally know who I am as a person. I know what I want to do. I know what I'm passionate about. I'm going to go do it. And then guess who holds me back? Me, obviously, right? My own biggest fan and my biggest critic all at the same time. So I define business not in years, but in phases, like we were talking about. So that first phase is really that phase where you're trying to get momentum, and most of that momentum is with you and all of that inner work that we do, because that is actually what attracts those clients, the ones that you want to work with, not just the any old clients, right? Those people that like to say, I help everybody. No, you don't, because when you're trying to help everybody, you're helping very few.
No one.
And you just spread way too thin. So that next phase in business really has to be about owning every part and every struggle that you've been through and who you are. Because speaking that and articulating that to the clients that you're trying to work with is exactly the help that they need to move them forward in their story, which is similar to yours.
So true.
But if you're not willing to at least recognize and identify that in yourself, how can you identify and recognize that in them?
Mm-hmm.
It's not just about your skills. Anybody can learn your skills. You have to dig deeper. It's the people behind the business, not the entity of the business.
Right. It's the whole make your mess your message kind of thing, right? But people to
I've never heard that.
You never heard that?
I've never heard that phrase.
But
I like it though.
it's so true, right? You make your mess and you make it your message. And the people that your ideal clients or your dream customers, they are the one who resonate with that message that you learned along the way. And you're confident that you can help them because you've already done it for yourself. You know what it feels like. You know what you have to do in order to overcome those challenges and get to the next level, if that's what you want to call it. And as we've already said, growing a business is not just about money. It's not just about the numbers. So, I mean, after all, what good is it if you trade your health for wealth or your most important relationships? You don't want to wake up one day realizing, yeah, I'm making $1 million, but unfortunately I can't enjoy it because I'm suffering from a complete burnout and I can't even get out of bed in the morning anymore, or I don't enjoy my life, or my family feels like a bunch of strangers, or I don't have any friends anymore. What we are really looking for is high performance and sustainable growth. And to achieve that, one of the things we need to define is what success looks like for us right now in that phase of our life, right? So that we can make a plan to achieve that. So now I'm curious, so what does success look like for you right now in your life? Do you have that long-term vision that you would like to bring to life?
I do. So what I've started doing the last couple of years is I have a vision for what I want my day to look like, my week to look like, my month to look like, my year to look like. And you know how well, not everybody, a lot of people pick a word for the year.
Yeah.
Well, and for me, it's a guiding word. And I really mean that. And I want it to be as deep as possible. So last year, my word was luminary.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be that shining light for someone who feels like they're in a deep, dark cave and can't find their way out.
Mm-hmm.
So my whole intention for the entire year was to say, okay, what are the main projects I'm working on? Who are the main people I'm talking to? What message do I have for them? And what, like you said, that mess, what is that mess that I have been through that helps me connect with those people so that they actually see my light?
I love that.
And help them get their light so that we can walk through that dark cave together.
Mm-hmm.
Last year was all about luminary, and this year it's all about captivating. So I'm taking that one step further and saying, okay, now that I at least have people looking at a light, seeing a light, either in me, somebody else, themselves, whatever, how do I captivate their attention?
Mm-hmm.
How do I use my charming nature, my playfulness, everything that is who I am as a person to do that seductive dance, right? Like birds do, to kind of get them to pay attention and say, hey, if this is right for you, let's walk this path together.
Awesome. So how do you captivate them? What's the strategy?
The strategy is the deeper I go, the deeper I can connect with somebody else.
Perfect.
Yeah. So the more inner work that I do and actually allow myself to say, okay, I've been through this mess. Here's what I actually felt, even though I wanted to shove it all the way down, even though I wanted to do all of what I call distraction therapy, or just avoidance therapy, all of that. What are those things? Identify those things that you want to distract, avoid, or push down. because that's exactly what your ideal clients want to do.
Yeah.
And if you can feel that and own that and really work on that and see that journey outwards, it's going to be different for each person, right? So find out what that is for you. Then you can speak that to them. That's how you captivate. Because they don't quite have that clicked yet in their mind. Like they have a gist. It's like a child about 6 years old, right? They kind of get the general gist of a concept, but they can't quite put the pieces together yet. But as you explain it in simple terms, show them, get them to do things with you, you watch it in their eyes, you see them light up and you see them just get all excited. That for me is like the best part of coaching.
It is.
Is when you walk somebody through it, but you don't tell them the answer. You don't tell them, all of the pieces to it. They have to come to it themselves.
For real transformation, they have to discover that. It's just this moment, this epiphany moment, this light bulb. It's like, woo, what's happening? This changes everything. This is just...
So our job is to articulate that clearly and concisely for them.
Yeah.
So that that is me. That's what's happening. And then you see the pieces all start falling together and you're like, yes, I've done my job well. And then you just watch them soar after that. It's beautiful.
And I love what you said about exploring your own inner world. And that's something that I'm trying to do more of this year as well, to explore those resistances, because so often those things that we have a huge resistance. So we experience a huge resistance around a certain thing. Those are the things we usually need most, right? It's like the couch potato who can't get themselves to exercise, even though it's just the thing they need, or it's just the thing we don't want to do it because it's outside of our comfort zone. But if it goes in that direction of helping us realize the vision we have for our lives, then we need to explore that resistance and figure out what's going on. And then we can help other people do the same thing. So another question that I'm curious about is, do you believe in New Year's resolutions? Are you someone who has New Year's resolutions? And if so, how are you doing with them?
Okay, so I am actually hosting a whole webinar on January 14th called No More Resolutions, just because I want people to go, what? Okay, yeah, we're going to be talking about all of this. So I may not make resolutions as people normally believe them. So resolutions are supposed to be about resolving, making that full commitment and in-depth decision to do something. But most people don't actually do it that way. They make it like a wish list. Oh, I'd really love it if this just happened. And I'm going to try it just once, whenever it's convenient for me to try to get this done. That is not a resolution. Resolutions are those concrete goals, those visions. But even for me, I don't see goals the same way. Everybody talks about SMART goals. And I'm like, what about dumb goals? What about push goals? What about plan goals? Nobody's heard of plan because I've made that up. But like there's these series of goals. You want to have that big vision somewhere out, way out past your comfort zone, way out past something that you probably would never accomplish in one lifetime, maybe even 10 lifetimes, because you want it to pull you. And then you want to have those SMART goals that are those milestones.
Yeah. You have to.
And then smaller SMART goals that are those precise tasks that you do to reach those milestones.
Exactly.
Right. And then a push goal is something that gives you that domino effect, that ripple effect, so that I use less energy and get more work done. Isn't that what everybody wants? Wouldn't you rather do less effort and have more results?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's
So I'm all about doing things more efficiently.
I love that. And one of the things that has helped me personally tremendously over the last years is was developing those success habits that made sure that I take good care of myself, of my physical as well as my mental health. I nourish my relationships and I learn new things continuously. So what are some of your personal high performance habits that really made a difference in your life?
Oh, so the first one is definitely mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Mindfulness is actually how I cured my chronic pain.
Oh.
It is how I have gotten out of depression and worked through PTSD twice. Like, it is a very deep part of my world now. Even though I kind of practiced a bit of meditation, mindfulness, whatever you want to call it, dabbled for many years before my first accident in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
I was in a bike accident. And my psychologist, she was like, I want you to go to this mindfulness class, this open mindfulness class. And everybody remembers my first day because I was the one that walked in. We went around a circle, just told our first names, got to me, and I just bawled. Like ugly cry, bawled. Couldn't even say my name. But 3 months later, everybody remembers when my baby finger let go. My whole body was in so much tension, emotional tension from the accident. And I wasn't releasing that.
Mm-hmm.
That when my baby finger on my left hand let go, again, I just bawled like a baby because it was just so intense.
Mm-hmm.
And when you've been in pain for 3 years straight, to feel something let go, it felt like a whole truck was taken off my shoulders.
Yeah, that's
A beautiful moment.
Yeah, I love that. So thank you so much for sharing that story and sharing all your other stories. That's very inspirational. And last but not least, I just wanted to, I wanted to ask you to share with our listeners where they can find you online. So what's the best place for them to connect with you if they want to reach out and learn more about you?
Okay, so if you want to learn more about me, the best place is my website. So it's Laura starts with B, the letter B, because that's everything that I do. Everything I do is based off sustainable design.
Mm-hmm.
And I use the formula, the BEDMAS of Wellness, which starts with B. So laurastartswithb.com. All of my blogs and stuff are on there. That's where I keep a lot of information. And then the most up-to-date, like communicative type way to get a hold of me is definitely Facebook. I'm on Facebook a lot. So it's facebook.com/Laura Lake Designs with an S. And then I'm on Twitter and I'm on Instagram at Laura Lake SD. That's about it.
Perfect. So you're basically everywhere.
I try not to be because I can get very distracted. But
Right. So I will definitely add those links to the show notes to make it easier for people to find you. And thank you so much for this wonderful interview, Laura, and for sharing your tips and your insights. I really appreciate it.
oh, you're welcome. I enjoyed it.
Awesome. So
I just love stories.
so take care and talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the Wired for Success podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please take a sec to rate and review my show. It would mean the world to me because you'd help me reach more entrepreneurs like yourself who would love this show. If you'd like to learn more about creating a widely successful business without sacrificing your health, relationships, or sanity, make sure to stick around and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And why don't you help me spread the word and share this show with your friends? I'd really appreciate it, and I'm sure your friends will too. Want to continue this conversation, build real relationships, and join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs? Come join my free Facebook community for visionary entrepreneurs. I would love to see you there. In the meantime, if you haven't done so already, grab my free brain priming audio file for entrepreneurs and start priming your brain for success in less than 5 minutes each morning. Curious? You can learn more about how this works and download the audio file at www.wiredforsuccess.solutions. Until next time, bye!